Do you, just to recap that first question I put to you though, do you accept that the government is trying to navigate a situation where there has been visa rorting, where there was a massive visa processing backlog as well, that while you're not happy with what they're responding with, they've got a challenging situation left in the last couple of years by the coalition government?
No, there's always been a challenging issue when it comes to immigration. We were left a challenging issue when it came to illegal maritime arrivals. We had to deal with visa fraud when we were in government, and some of that was left over from Rudd Gillard Rudd. There's always challenges. The thing about it is how you meet them when you're in government. And the Labor government, the Albanese Labor government, has been in now for 18 months. They had the Nixon report looking at what needed to be done to address some of these issues. They sat on it for 6 months. This Parkinson review, that was released in February, and it's not until now, December, that they're responding to it. And meanwhile, we've seen the numbers increase significantly from 1.5 to 1.6 million over 5 years. And not only that, we're now seeing these international students that are coming in at record numbers seeking to claim asylum at record levels. Now, that's something we've never seen before. I'm not seeing anything in this review that specifically deals with that. So there's always issues you've got to deal with when you're in government. We didn't have the cost of living crisis that the government's facing now, and that's why they've sat, I can't believe they've sat on their hands now for the whole of this year without responding to these record numbers. They're only doing it now in December when you've got housing prices going up, rental prices going up. It's hard to see a GP. People are dealing with severe congestion again in Sydney, Melbourne and Brisbane. All this has been happening right through the year, and the government has just sat on their hands.
The number for the year 23-24, the current financial year, in the May budget was forecast to be 315,000. It's now up to, in the mid-year budget update, according to the numbers received today, it's up to 375,000 for this financial year. Are we still seeing a COVID catch-up at play?
I don't think we're seeing a COVID catch-up at play. What we're seeing is Labor's Big Australia at play. We started warning about Labor having a Big Australia policy by stealth nearly 12 months ago. And what we're seeing today is no reason why we should doubt the fact that Labor are still pursuing a Big Australia approach. They're trying to disguise it, but the numbers clearly show that that's what's happening. I'll give you one example. It's the COVID visa. 175,000 COVID visas have been issued. Now, the pandemic has finished. Labor have issued more COVID visas post the pandemic than were issued during the pandemic. It's just one example of them producing their Big Australia by stealth approach. It's quite extraordinary. I mean, these numbers we haven't seen the like of. And I've got to remind your viewers, Kieran, this is at a time when it takes something like infrastructure. They're cutting infrastructure investment. Labor always sadly makes a mess of immigration, and it's exactly what they're doing again in the 18 months that they've been in government.